Okay. Yeah, thank you very much, and good morning, good afternoon once again. My name is Kimbugwe. I'm the head of programs at WaterAid Uganda. I want to share with you our experience working with the local leadership in Kampala to strengthen WASH accountability. Next slide. Yeah, so I'll give a little bit of the background where we're coming from. Uganda, we have a very comprehensive policy and legal framework that recognizes the rights to water and sanitation. However, there are quite a number of institutional challenges spanning from cross-cutting mandates, but also issues to do with resourcing for water, sanitation, and hygiene across these different institutions, which makes service delivery quite very difficult to achieve and also sustain. The mayoral leadership, or working with the political leadership in identification and implementation of these solutions to address the challenges, is quite at the center stage of ensuring accountability and ultimately sustainability of service provision. And that's how we've been able to mobilize them and come up with the Forum of the Mayors in Kampala and the Greater Kampala metropolitan area. Next slide. So how have we mobilized the political leadership to prioritize WASH in Kampala and the Greater Kampala metropolitan area? In 2008, WaterAid collaborated with Kampala Capital City Authority with support from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation to set up a WASH Mayors Forum. And our intention was to have the political leadership take center stage in solving the solutions or the underlying blockages to WASH service provision in the GKM. GKM is the Greater Kampala metropolitan area. So we have mayors surrounding areas of Kampala, but also the main city, Kampala, which has about 5 mayors, and the surrounding municipalities also having 5 mayors that come together in this forum. But at the same time, we also bring on board the technical leadership, because in most cases, it's the political leadership that make decisions, but the technical leadership are the ones that come up with some of these solutions to be passed or endorsed by the councils. So we have mayors and town clerks that are the accounting officers in these local authorities. So in terms of composition, the 10 mayors and the 10 town clerks form this forum of about 20 members that is taking the leadership in turning around the challenges that the city is facing around WASH. So what we are seeing is that the platform is building political commitment and providing a space for the mayors to spearhead the campaigns related to WASH service provision and sustainability in the city. And I'll mention some of these in my next slide. This forum, first of all, has created an enabling environment for the municipal authorities to accelerate the implementation of SDG 6, mainly target 1 and 6.1 and 2 on access to water and improved sanitation. One of the challenges initially was that the issues to do with WASH service provision transcend the administrative boundaries within Kampala and the surrounding peri-urban authorities. So how would you then bring together these leaders, the technical and political leaders, to work together to coordinate, but also ensure that there are regulations that are strong enough, there are plans that are cross-cutting in these municipalities where each of them feeds, and then they're able to implement a one citywide plan on WASH that can be delivered to address the problems to do with solid waste management, fecal slag management, but also seaward sanitation. So the plans have been integrated within KCC and the metropolitan area. The forum has also initiated campaigns that enhance compliance to WASH regulations within their respective jurisdiction. The different mayors are doing that. but also they are supporting citizen engagement with community awareness. There are campaigns that are run by the mayors themselves, cleanup campaigns in the communities. They are also educating the local leadership at the village level on their roles and responsibilities to do with WASH. So they are taking that initiative, which used to be done by the technical people, and they were not doing it effectively. But the leaders are now doing it from the political perspective. Next slide. One of the achievements, the key achievements, is that now this forum, in as much as it's an informal space that was created by WaterAid and the teams at KCCA, it is being recognized now by government, for example, as a working group on municipal waste and clean energy policy formulation. So one of the government ministries on energy, the Ministry of Energy, is picking up on this forum to be used as a working group to fast track the formulation of the energy policy around municipal solid waste management, where they want to convert solid waste, biodegradable solid waste into clean energy. And the forum is playing a key role in that policy process. At the same time, the forum has supported 4 municipal councils to develop their WASH investment plans. And this has been done through a mentorship process where KCCA, the Capital City Authority, is now mentoring these other peri-urban municipalities to develop these WASH investment plans, which are coordinated across the Greater Kampala metropolitan area. And the last one, which is also very important, is on regulation, where the mayors have been at the center stage of developing and passing the ordinance on fecal sludge management and sewage within the city. So this ordinance regulates the private sector on how they should conduct their business in an equitable way so that the poor and marginalized communities can improve on their access to sanitation, but also at the same time holding the different service providers accountable to their roles and responsibilities throughout the fecal sludge management chain. Next slide. Next slide, please. Yeah, so what are we taking away in terms of the main message? It is important that the political leadership is maintained and sustained with regular engagements with the technical leadership. However, we realize that without the political leadership, WASH interventions will be fragmented and unaligned to government policy. So we may not be able to improve on WASH and hold our different service providers to account or duty bearers to account. So it has to be the role of the political leaders to support, since they are the decision makers, the appropriate resources and budgets, but they should also be able to ensure that the scale up of these interventions. Of course, harmonizing the technical and political leadership is important. In many cases, our example in Kampala was, especially in KCCA, the technical leadership was working alone. They weren't in good terms with the political leadership. They were always pulling ropes. So with this forum, we've been able to have them sit on the same table, agree in principle on some of the strategic directions they should be taking. And I must say that WASH is one of those sectors where these two leaders, groups of leaders, are in harmony and in sync on the decisions they are taking. There are so many other sectors like trade, transport, where the political and technical leadership is really struggling to work together. But at least for WASH, through the forum, we've been able to pull this coordination. And then, of course, we need to do continuous analysis and learning and adaptation to ensure sustainability. Most of these leaders have a term by law, a term of 5 years. So you work with this group today, maybe this year, a few years down the road after their term in office, they are elected out. Then there are new leaders that come on board. You need to mentor them, orient them, be able to provide them with evidence for them to use and engage the different government structures to improve on service provision, but also guide their decision-making and accountability. Thank you very much.